So my name is Josh Baccarella. I go to Chippewa Valley High School. I'm a senior this year. I've been going to Kensington since pretty much before I was born. I started off going through K-Kids, and then in middle school I started doing production for the K-Kids little services in the back. By the time I hit high school, I was doing all the production for main stage, mostly lighting, a little bit of video. And then when we moved into the new building, I was one of the main lighting guys, and then continued on doing video stuff along with that.
My name is Selena Catalano. At my other church, I wasn't feeling completely loved. I didn't have that many friends. People just weren't very nice to me at that church. Cause one of the few people that I grew up with there just stopped being my friend, and it got hard for me. I moved from that church in the middle of junior year, and I started going to Edge, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made.
Hello everyone, my name is Maddie Grouport, and I am a graduate of St. Clair High School. So I was born and raised in my little small town of St. Clair, and in high school I was really involved, but honestly that does not tell anything about me. So I'm going to tell you guys a few defining moments of my childhood, I guess we could say. In elementary school, my parents got a divorce. First grade to be specific. Throughout elementary school, my mom was never really there. She wasn't really in the picture for most of it. In the third grade, I drank a glass of spoiled milk, and to this day, I will never be the same. Fifth grade, I developed an eating disorder, and that lasted me all throughout 10th grade in high school. In the 9th grade, I found Jesus. My junior year, I went on a mission trip to Haiti with Edge. My first day back at Edge at Clinton Township, my car battery died and Tyler had to jump my car. It was great, 10 out of 10. And my senior year, a good friend of mine passed away.
Hi, I'm Bree, and I'm a senior at LCM, class of 2020. Growing up, my parents didn't really go to church, so there was no hey, this Sunday, every Sunday we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, you're gonna believe in this. So that was kind of nice being able to go into it on my own and not being forced into what I had to believe. My friends would invite me to church every so often, and I'd go with their families, so that was nice to have the experience and get better background knowledge on what I believe in. Last year, Selena invited me to go to Edge with her, and I was yeah, sure, I haven't been to a church thing in a while, and I need it, because I was honestly in a really tough time, and I just was really down, and I felt I needed to find Jesus. I started going to Edge weekly with her, and again, it just opened my eyes more and gave me better background knowledge, and now I know a lot more than I did back then. So yeah, honestly, here we are now.
A relationship with Jesus for me means he's your rock. He's your thing that's always standing behind you, helping you, supporting you, and more importantly, when you fall, he's there to catch you. It's a great guide to have in your life, as well as a really nice safety net, because we all need that sometimes.
He will always be with me through everything. It's like having someone that you can count on and depend on, but not physically having them there with you. And that's definitely one thing in your life that you need, something to count on and depend on.
A relationship with Jesus means everything to me, and so much more than that, which is crazy to say. When I was younger, I just kind of felt anxious, no one really wanted me some of the times. When I built a relationship with Jesus, it's kind of just felt all of those feelings just went away. Now he's my best friend. I tell him everything, and I know he's always there for me when I need him. In all those moments, he's always there. So
being able to know that you can go home at night, and if you're struggling or if somebody you know is struggling, you can go home and you can talk to Jesus about it, and you know that he'll be there and listen to you, so you can ask for guidance. Having a relationship, you just know that he's always there for you. You can feel the comfort.
Honestly, for me in high school, following Jesus wasn't really that hard, because in high school I had a lot of friends from especially Edge and Breakaway that were all following Jesus right alongside me. So when you have people like that you respect, that are doing something right along with you, it becomes really easy to be able to do that thing.
The hardest part of following Jesus in high school would probably be not wanting to be judged by others. I feel like in high school, you're scared of what people will think of you if you just say, oh yeah, I love Jesus, or they're just gonna be like, oh, there's the Jesus freak. But it's something that you shouldn't be afraid of. You shouldn't want to not tell people about him. He is the best thing that will ever happen in our lives.
Throughout high school, I had a lot of ups and downs, and this may sound like a weird answer. My lowest points are when I found Jesus the most. It was hardest for me to follow Jesus when life was at its best. What I mean by that is like when I was doing it in sports or doing it in school or getting invited to parties. That's when it was hardest to follow Jesus, just because I lost sight of all of the important things in life, and I was blinded by all the stereotypical important things in life.
So the hardest thing about following Jesus in high school, I think, is that you get more of like a sense that people are gonna judge you, and like, because high school's full of judgmental people. But like, I feel like once you reach a certain age, you start to realize that judgment doesn't matter, and like what you believe in is what you believe in, and it doesn't matter. Some people can think what they want, but I think the hardest thing is only the fact that you think that people are gonna be like, oh, you go to church? Why? It's a choice. It's what you want to do with your life. Like I said, getting older just makes it easier because then you have more knowledge on it and you know that that's what you want to do and that's why you're doing it. And nobody's opinion can affect what you're doing for yourself.
Since I met Jesus, and especially going to Kensington, I mean, it's just opened up so many doors for me. I've met so many people that, I never would have met otherwise, and had so many opportunities, both with jobs and just incredible people that I never would have got to meet had it not been for Jesus.
I feel like since I met Jesus, I've been able to feel more confident about myself and the person that I want to become. The friends that I've made have changed too. When you truly love yourself in front of others, you begin to see their true colors and how they feel about you, and if they are permanent or temporary in your life. And that's something you kind of need Jesus for.
So much has changed since I built a relationship with Jesus. I was genuinely, in the lightest way possible, not a good person before I met Jesus. Like, I was gossiping all the time. I would talk behind people's backs. Just all the kinds of stuff that just absolutely just blinds you from real life. I wasn't welcoming or kind-hearted or anything like that. But now I will literally just cry thinking about someone in my life going through a hard time. And I just love so much more. And I think that is just so important and such a good lesson to learn. So,
like I said, when I met Jesus, I was in a rough time. And so I think my mental state has changed the most. I think I'm a lot happier now that I have Jesus in my life. Yeah, I just think I'm a lot happier now. And like, I know that when I'm struggling, I can go home, I can pray, I can pray for other people. And I just know that Jesus is always there for me.
For you underclassmen, just be yourself. Just follow what you know is right. Follow God. Don't follow the people that are around you, because everybody's going to have their things that they're trying to be cool or trying to be in. So just you do you, and you'll end up with some friends that really care about you and that you really care about. And I mean, honestly, popularity doesn't matter.
If I could tell the underclassmen something I wish I knew when I started high school, it would be to don't trust people too quick. The only thing that matters is what you truly believe in, how you act, how you talk, what you say, how you feel. No one else should be telling you how to feel, especially about Jesus and how you want to live your life.
To all my underclassmen, I would say, love Jesus, love yourself, and love others.
Honestly, what I wish I would have known before high school is that your grades do not define you as a person. So if you do bad on one thing, it's not like the end of the world, because you can always fix it and there's always a way to fix it. And having a solid 4.0 will not get you into everywhere you want to be. And also, you should just follow what you want to do. You shouldn't go into a certain field because it makes a lot of money and you want to be rich. You shouldn't go do this because your friend's doing this. You should study what you want to study and do it for your own joy. be happy.
Person that's kind of had the greatest impact on my life is Ben Ayers, who's the old production director at Clinton Township back when we were in the old building. He was the one that kind of pulled me in under his wing and pulled me into main stage production, which I never thought I'd get there. I never thought I'd be good enough at all that stuff to do that, and he just kind of said, hey, I want you to try this. Had it not been for him, seeing through me and seeing what was inside me, I wouldn't be employed at hardly any of the places that I am right now. Yeah, I'm really thankful for him.
The person that had the greatest impact on my life would probably be my best friend Cameron. She would let me know if I go too far in saying something, or she would cheer me up when I needed a hug, or even just to be there for me if I needed a shoulder to cry on. That's the impact that she had on me, and I can't thank her enough. It means a lot to have her in my life, knowing that she will always be there for me.
Riley Patrick Gleason was the single most important person in my life, and he had the greatest impact on me by far. He was just like an amazing friend. Just this summer, we lost Riley in a tragic boating accident. Not only was it the hardest thing I've ever had to go through and the hardest thing I still have to go through, but it's also the most important thing I think I've ever had to go through in my life. He taught me how to live like no one was watching, and to never leave without saying I love you. Never not give your family members a hug or your friends a hug, and to just love like crazy. He was a lover, and having Riley while we did was just such a blessing. Like, he was such an amazing person, and definitely the most impact on my life.
My 10th grade science teacher had like the biggest impact on my life in high school. And I say that because every time I was sad or every time I had a problem, I could go to her and she would listen to me. Like, she was more than a teacher to me. I don't know how to explain it, but like, she felt like a second mom to me, because I was able to like go to her classroom all the time and I'd be like, oh, like this is what's happening right now, and she could give me advice, and like, I don't know, she was just always there for me, and like she could comfort me, and like, yeah, shout out Miss Westman.
And one moment in Edge. Honestly, the wild retreats were always big highlights every year, and just all the crazy, stupid stuff that we do in the middle of the night. There was one year, me and a couple of guys took some cooking sheets from the kitchen and went sledding down the hill in them, and just like roaming around in the middle of the night, just being with the boys, just having fun. I mean, those are the memories and the experiences that stick with you.
I have a lot of moments. The New York trip, that was amazing. The first time I came to Edge and Tyler greeted me and was so warm and welcome and loving and made me feel wanted. But I think my favorite moment would have to be the Spring Hill retreat in November, when I finally accepted Jesus into my life, and it was an amazing experience that I won't ever forget.
Definitely unforgettable was when I went to Haiti my 10th grade year. As I mentioned before, it was just completely, like, you cannot top that. And if you ever have the opportunity to do that, definitely do it.
I think one moment at Edge that sticks out to me is Summer House. That's not one moment, that's like the whole summer. But I really enjoyed like being able to spend time with everybody and play volleyball all the time. I don't know, Summer House was just a really fun experience to me. And I also just, I don't know, everything about Edge is just like, it sticks out because I just always have so much fun. Like when we play dodgeball all the time. Yeah, I just love Edge.
And friendship advice. Your friends don't have to be perfect. Tyler always says, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. But that kind of goes both ways. I mean, yes, you need to surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and make you a better person. But also remember that you can be that person for someone else. I mean, we're all broken, we're all messed up. As much as you need people to be there for you, you need to be there for other people too, and it's super rewarding when you actually put your heart into that.
When it comes to friendships in high school, some advice for you underclassmen would just be to be yourself. And I know it sounds cliche, but the only way you can find true friends is if you be yourself and don't care what other people think of you. And if I could go back to 9th grade and tell myself one thing, it would be to do better in school and don't trust people too easily, because they can take you for granted.
When it comes to friendships in high school, my biggest advice is to find like your best friends early and to just stick with them. Like, obviously, be nice and be welcoming to everyone you come across, but find those friends and keep them so close to your heart, because they will mean so much to you by the end of high school. And at times there will be fights and there will be arguments, but don't look at them as like a win-lose situation, if you know what I mean. Look at them as an opportunity to grow and just like learn more about each other. I think that's it. So honestly, guys, just focus on spreading love and spreading positivity throughout high school, and don't worry about what other people are doing. That's a top 10 mistake right there. Find your passion, find your people, and stick to them like glue. That's all I really gotta say. So thank you so much, and if you ever need me, I'm always here. You can always reach out to me. Thank you so much.
And then when it comes to friends in high school, I would say you don't want a lot of friends. You want your main core friends, and that's really all you need, because if you have a lot of friends, you have to worry about drama, you have to worry about rumors, and I just think it puts a lot of stress on your mental health. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a lot of friends, because it's always great to have friends, but it's just not something that you should worry about. Like, when you're in high school, you should just find yourself. And if I could go back and like talk to my 9th grade self, I would tell myself to not worry about what other people think of me, and to not worry about how many friends I have, and just to worry about myself, find myself, and be happy. Because it took me until junior year to do that, when I found Jesus. So if I could go back to my 9th grade self, I would say, go find Jesus, please.